going rough enough.
Hey guys, what is up and welcome to another League Tips video. In this video, we're going to be focusing on a specific theme, and that theme is going to be timers. I want to talk about the jungle timers, the respawn timers for each camp, dragon, baron, and also the inhibitor timers. These are, I think, are things that are overlooked by many players, and having the ability to track the timers of all the camps and the inhibitors can really improve your gameplay and your gameplay as a team, because you can get ready for baron, you'll be ready for dragon, you'll be ready for maybe stealing an enemy blue buff, red buff, be ready to get yours, to get your middle, maybe their blue buff, or your AD, their red buff. Maybe get ready as your team to take down the middle inhibitor once it respawns again, and all of that good stuff. So let's start this video off talking about the jungle timers. Alright, so let us begin with the jungle timers and the respawns. So let us begin with the Wraith, Golem, and Wolf camp. As you can see, it spawns 1 minute and 40 seconds into the game. The Wraiths respawn 50 seconds after the whole camp is killed, and the Wolves and Golems respawn 1 minute after it is killed. Next, we have the blue and red buff spawn camps. They spawn, both of them, at 1:55 into the game. Now, the respawn timer for both camps is 5 minutes after each camp is wiped. Then we have the dragon timer. Dragon spawns at 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the game, and after he has been slain, it will take him exactly 6 minutes to respawn back at the same location. And finally, we have Mr. Baron. Baron spawns at 15 minutes into the game, and once he has been slain by a team, he takes 7 minutes to respawn back at that same camp. So those are all the timers for all of the camps, so I definitely recommend keeping track of that. Now, a quick bonus tip related to the first tip. In order to start the respawn timer for each camp, so the Wraith camp, the Golems, the red buff, blue buff, etc., a whole camp must be killed. If there is at least one minion of that camp left alive, the respawn timer will not begin until that last minion is slain. So keep that in mind when you counter jungle. You can always counter jungle and leave one tiny minion left at that camp to mess up the enemy's jungler's timers, so that he'll have to wait extra long for it to respawn again. So keep that in mind. Alright, now next let's talk about the buffs. So you might be wondering exactly how long do the buffs last? How much more does it last if I have the buff affinity in the utility page? And what exactly do the buffs really do? Well, let's begin with the red buff. It lasts 2 minutes and 30 seconds. If you have the affinity from the utility page, it will last 3 minutes. Now, what it does is your auto attacks pretty much apply a debuff, which not only slows the enemy champion that you're attacking, but it also deals true damage over time, which is really strong. Then we have the blue lizard buff. This buff, the duration with affinity is the exact same as the red buff. However, the effects are completely different. This one helps the casters and energy users. For example, it gives a 25 flat mana regen per 5 seconds. It gives 0.5% max mana regeneration. Also, it gives 20% cooldown reduction. So, very useful buff. And for energy users like Akali or Lee Sin, it will give bonus energy regen. And last but not least, we have the Baron buff. This is going to be the epitome of all the buffs on Summoner's Rift, and this is going to be one that both teams are going to be wanting to attain very much. So, Baron buff lasts 4 minutes. Even with our rune affinity, it still lasts 4 minutes to keep it balanced. Then you have the bonus effects that it offers. So, Baron buff gives you a 3% max HP regen per 5 seconds. It does the same thing with mana per 5 seconds, but it gives a 1% regen for that. And on top of all of that, it can also give up to 40 ability power and 40 attack damage to your champion, which is huge. I mean, this buff gives you great sustain, gives you insane team power capability to fight against the other team, just because they have so many more buffs and damage and all that good stuff. So it's really good, and it's a buff that both teams will always try to acquire. Alright, and the final tip I'm going to give you guys is inhibitor respawn and the bonuses that it gives once you destroy one. So the inhibitor respawn is going to be 5 minutes per inhibitor. So once you finally destroy an enemy's inhibitor, or maybe yours gets destroyed, it will take exactly 5 minutes to come back. The bonuses that are offered when an inhibitor is destroyed are as follows. It will take exactly 5 minutes for an inhibitor to respawn once it is destroyed. Also, the bonuses that it offers are: super minions will be spawning in the lane of which the inhibitor was destroyed. Plus, it will also give about 100 HP boost to all of the regular minions in all the lanes, on top of which giving them a small damage boost. So, as you can probably guess, destroying inhibitors is extremely crucial and can give your team a huge advantage. And the more inhibitors you have destroyed, the more boosts you get in all the other lanes. So, keep in mind that inhibitors are extremely important and really are a crucial part of the game. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of League Tips. Please leave in the comments what you thought, and I hope to see you guys for the next episode. Please check out the previous episode as well. Peace!